Welcome to lesson number 7 in the Perfect People training course. My name is Victor Midgley, and this lesson is entitled Connecting with All Types of People. Now, this really is a lesson that will change your entire career if you can master these very important principles. Now, I'm sure you've heard of the word rapport, and you may have your own idea and your own thoughts about what rapport is, but understand this, that building rapport is a fundamental aspect of human communication. Commonality or sameness is the foundation of rapport. Okay? So when people are like each other, they tend to like each other. Very simple. In essence, if you can become like another person, they will like you. Now think about somebody in your own life that perhaps is a great friend of yours. And think about that individual. Now they are either like you or they are like how you would like to be. Learning Perfect People principles will help you create instant rapport with anyone regardless of what you know about them. And that is really the key to this particular lesson. With perfect people, when you are working in a capacity where you are interacting with other individuals, you are going to want to create instant rapport with them. And you've got to learn how to do this in a way that it happens instantly, because naturally you don't want to have, in many cases, you don't have a lot of time to develop rapport. Think about this. The average person will attempt to create rapport through words. And as we learned in our last lesson, our words are the weakest of the communication tool. The secret to creating instant rapport is to match and mirror the tones, physiology, and the vocabulary of the person that you are speaking with. Matching a person's verbal, vocal, and visual communication elements is very powerful. And it's very effective in building this instant rapport that we're talking about. Now, even more powerful than identifying a person's personality type, it is to identify the person's communication type. Throughout a person's life, that they will rely on their senses to make sense of their experiences. What you will want to identify is if a person is predominantly visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. And let me explain what this means. A person that communicates using their visual sense will speak at a fast pace, and they will use visual words to get their point across. Now, visual words may be words like seen, saw, look. Now, a person that communicates using their auditory sense will speak with balance in their tone and at a slower but medium pace, using words that describe sound. A person that communicates using their kinesthetic sense will usually speak at a slow pace and use feeling type words to get their point across. Something very important to understand about a kinesthetic individual is that they're emotional and they're into their feelings. And so although they are easy to identify by their slow paced tone and the words that they're using, a kinesthetic person could also be, and I call this a type B kinesthetic, very excited kind of a person, and sometimes even angry and frustrated. But it's important to identify those types of people. Now, when matching and mirroring, you want to be careful with matching and mirroring a kinesthetic person that's a type B, because you don't want to escalate a situation if they are angry. But you might want to match them so that you can lead and pace them. And we talk about that in much greater detail in our lessons. As the master communicator, you will identify the types, and it is your responsibility to adjust your approach to match, thus creating an instant rapport. Determining which sense a person uses to communicate requires you to pay very close attention to the clues when they speak. Remember to ask probing questions to get the clues. I recommend that you make a practice of observing people in conversation, watch TV or listen to the radio, and try to decide what type of communication tendency that that individual uses. Now, although people may favor one sense, they still have the ability to use all the other senses. Understanding the principle of rapport requires that you do not expect people to communicate your way, but you make the adjustments to meet their way. Now, this has been a very brief overview, and I would encourage you to continue to look into this lesson and to study it, get the transcripts and read them, listen to the notes, and master this principle. This will be very, very important for you in your career. This is Victor Midgley, and this has been lesson number 7. Thank you.